Have you experienced the awesome power of the Panasonic Real 3DO system? Obviously.
Presenting 3DO, the most advanced home gaming system in the universe. It's time to put away your toys.
3DO from Panasonic, Gold Star, and Creative Labs. A new low price and free games.
Mind-blowing graphics of Panasonic Real 3DO.
3DO.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 3DO Experience, the 3DO Retrospective Podcast, where we talk about all things 3DO, the company, the console, and everything in between. I am Bill, and this is Threk. How you doing, Threk?
Oh, Bill, I am back to, well, I'm officially employed now, so I'm back to being tired all the time because I don't get enough sleep for work. How are you?
That's just my life.
Yeah,
Every day.
I have to get up at 6 now because my job starts at 7:30. So back to that shit. But, you know, other than that, I'm doing okay.
Nice. Yeah, 2026 is starting. It's too early to tell, so...
I would say for me, it's already better. Not so much for other things going on in the world.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
You can ask me if you're so inclined. So I was just messing around with Game Pass the other day, and I downloaded a game called Dredge. And two things I noticed. One, in the Discords I brought it up in, there was enough opinion about it, which I thought was interesting. And two, I really like it. And I'm like, has this game been here the whole time? And I never noticed it. It's a real cool, like, you're on a boat and you're like fishing, you know, exploring this kind of map, and you're like helping people with things. And it has like a Lovecraftian horror atmosphere to it.
Nice.
You'll like fish out some like weird looking fish, and do some other like kind of weirder things, but it's intriguing. It's more of like a secondary game. It's like I'm playing it on the side while I'm doing other things, and it's perfect for that. So that's really all I've been doing outside of figuring out my new job.
Yeah, I've been messing around with this bad boy a little bit.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's a Switch. I haven't noticed enough yet that's super different. I will say I'm still not sure how I feel about this situation.
Well, how do the new Joy-Cons feel?
The Joy-Cons themselves feel good. I haven't used them much because I'm mostly playing in docked mode, and I'm just using my Pro Controller because thankfully that's one of the few things that is compatible with both.
Okay.
But the bit of handheld I've played, it's good. I do like that it's bigger. The thing that's thrown me off a bit is they put the share button thing right below the home button, and I hit the damn share thing half the time. I want to go home. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
so that's a little annoying. But other than that, I'm liking it. The form factor's cool. The load times seem to be a bit quicker, and it plays Switch 1 games very well.
Well, that's good. That sounds good. I'm hoping to get one later this year, but you know, I gotta handle some more financial things before I can decide to splurge on a Switch 2.
Yeah, I wasn't super like in a hurry to get one. It was more, I'm a pain in the ass apparently around Christmas, so this just worked out good.
Yeah.
Because my main thing I was waiting on was the new Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll probably get a direct in like February. So we'll probably get probably more information then. At least I hope we will.
Played a bit of Prime 4. It's pretty good.
Well, that's good.
Not as good as 1, but I still think 1 is untouchable.
Well, What about 2 and 3?
Better than 2 in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of 2 though. 3, it's a bit up in the air. I replayed 3 recently, and I was actually surprised by how much I actually didn't hate the waggle in it. So,
Okay.
Jury's still up on that one, but you can tell it's definitely even though it's retro, you can tell it's definitely a different team behind it.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game. Like, I think people are being a little harsh on it, but I've only put like a couple hours in. So.
Well, I think probably some of the harshness just comes from the fact that people had to wait very, very long for this game to come out. Like, it got announced in 2017, and it didn't see the light of day until very recently. So with that long of a wait, it just brings about expectations that games have a hard time meeting. Like that was part of the issue with, say, like a Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
Though I don't think that game was great anyways, but I think having to wait like 11 some years for it didn't help. And it's going to be the same if Beyond Good and Evil 2 ever comes out. Like, that's been so long. It's like, will it live up to any expectation? Probably not. Prime 4 maybe in a couple years, like say give it like 2 years, and I think people will probably be able to look at it more objectively, I think, or find the things about it to like more than what people are saying about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, because like when I think of those other like realistically, this version of Prime 4 technically didn't even really become a thing until like, when was like the big like
the big switch? That was 2019.
That's right. Yeah, so this version, it hasn't even been that super long. I mean, in terms of development hell, like this game doesn't even come close to some of the worst ones out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kinder to Duke Nukem Forever than most people, but that's because it literally is exactly what they said it was. Like, and I was I was like, okay, it's exactly what they promised.
Yeah, though I think the wait for it is just for Metroid Prime 4 is probably just going to be infamous because of that. It's Nintendo. It was one of their it's one of their big IPs. Maybe not in terms of sales, but in terms of like, marquee value. And that you had to wait essentially an entire generation of a console for it to come out. Just all the pieces kind of came together so that it'll just be a game that is forever linked to that. And I hope one of these days we get the original version that they scrapped gets leaked out there, because I want to see what the hell Nintendo and Bandai Namco thought a Metroid Prime game should be. I want to know. I want to know, like, how bad was it that they had to scrap it?
See, that's in that weird like limbo of games that I really want to try that don't technically exist publicly that are out there. Like there's the 2001 build of Duke Nukem Forever that actually looked good.
That was the one that had that trailer, right?
Yeah, the one that was on Unreal, the early Unreal Engine, and like that guy pre-ordered, and he did eventually get his copy.
Yeah. The trailer, that game, if that version of Duke Nukem Forever came out, people would probably like it. It probably would be a well-remembered game.
Yeah. And then the only other game that kind of fits that mold is the original, one of the original builds of Resident Evil 4, the like that weird black mist one that looked like Silent Hill.
Oh yeah. Where like, I think it's like the flashlight is like the right stick.
Yeah, and like Leon's like infected with like a virus kind of thing. That looked like a cool take on the series, and I mean I'm glad 4 ended up being what it was, but at the same time that looked really cool too.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 went through so many different versions before we finally got what we got.
Yeah, we got two different series out of it.
Yeah, that is true.
Got Devil May Cry, we got Onimusha.
That is true. So very important game for a lot of reasons. So yeah, it's our first episode of the year. We didn't play a game this time, I think, just because the new year.
The year started.
Yeah. Before we get into this, I just have one piece of news. Well, two pieces of news. The first one is I said to Bill, I think something we should do in the future is do less of the news. We'll still talk about news, but I'll probably just try my best just to pull smaller things that seem more of a big deal, because I feel like I've seen some people say that it's like, the news segment goes on for so fucking long and then we talk about the game barely. And it's like, I feel we should probably put more focus on the 3DO because it's the 3DO experience.
Yeah.
So we'll probably start doing that. And also there wasn't a huge amount of news anyway in the new year, but I just saw this one and thought it was worth mentioning. Sega co-founder and arcade founding father David Rawson dies at age 95. So he passed away on Christmas Day. And David Rawson is one of the, I think there was two different guys who formed Sega in Hawaii in like the 50s or the 60s. And he was one of the original creators of it. So
that was Service Games, right?
Yep, that's what Sega is. It's an abbreviation for Service Games. And they formed in Hawaii with the idea of making like amusement machines. That's what they called them back then, for military men stationed out there, to give them kind of something to do. And then being so close to Hawaii allowed them to kind of, migrate into Japan. Because I was in Hawaii not that long ago, and there's a lot of Asian people around there, so there is sort of that mixture. And I'm not going to get deep into the story of Sega, but it's funny that Sega is a Japanese company, but it was founded in America. You know, so it'll always have that weird sort of hybrid connection to it.
I mean, it makes sense considering Sega has always been more popular in America.
I mean, they are popular in Japan, just they're popular in Japan for different reasons than they are here. It's interesting how Sega is a company that can be popular in various regions, but for
because they were
completely different reasons.
Like Sega of America, Sega of Japan, Sega of Europe are basically three different companies.
Yeah.
And it's
like Sega of Europe was created out of the like freelance home computer scene at the time, where like when the video game crash was happening here in Europe, you had people like buying floppy disks and then like learning to make games on like Amigas and shit, and then just selling them to each other. It's almost like tape trading in the 80s, where people would just trade demo tapes around and like send them in the magazines and shit. It was a very underground kind of a thing. And Sega saw an opening to like get in there and make consoles a thing, because they're like, this is definitely, because like this wasn't going to last forever. There was definitely going to be some consolidation happening. And Nintendo kind of half-assed it in Europe for a long time. And by the time they were trying, Sega had already broke through. But also, if you look at the history of Sega in Europe, like certain regions of Europe, Sega was very popular in, but in some other regions, Nintendo was a little bit more popular. Like I have a Discord buddy who lives in, I want to say Finland, but he lives in the Scandinavian territory, and he grew up with all Nintendo consoles. He's like, Nintendo was more popular up here than Sega was. So, but I think the European success of Sega was more like Western Europe. So like the UK, France, Germany, Spain, Portugal, like that side, which I think
it's like
what more people think of with Europe.
It's like how the Master System was just infinitely more popular in South America compared to North America. Yeah,
well, I think that was just due to South America, the way they like tax video game consoles and everything, like, and the Master System is just so much cheaper to make and produce, and you had companies licensing it. So, I think it's still technically going on down there.
They're technically stopped. Those little tech toy things are still in production. But they're not traditional Master Systems anymore. They're like plug and plays. Like if you go to like a retail store and you'll see like a plug and play system for like $50 or something, like that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, that was really all I had. So we'll talk about Sega for a little bit.
Gotta love Sega,
of course.
But so we were thinking like beginning of the year, just kind of ease into it, mostly. Because I turned 31 this weekend, I wasn't gonna be able to have time to plan out any games.
Yeah, welcome to the olds.
Hooray!
I actually said to somebody at my new job who he's 29, he's not 30 yet. And I told him, I'm already there, and I just said, think of your 30s as you're 20, but things start to hurt a little. Things start to hurt more.
Yeah,
and he's like, yeah, that's fair.
Yep. But we thought for this episode it would be interesting if we actually kind of planned out some of the games we wanted to cover for this year, because there's a lot of 3DO games we still got to cover, but we are starting to narrow it down a bit, I've noticed.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where we're not running out of games or anything like that, but I think by this time next year, it's going to be like, oh, there's not a huge amount of stuff left, like we're at a point where we're pretty much just going to cover every single game on the console, like game and then like non-game software as well. And then of course we'll probably cover every game that they did as a third-party company be developed or published. We'll probably just cover the whole thing, because my guess is we probably can do that for another maybe 2 years, and then it's like, well, that's it. We've done everything at that point.
Yeah. I mean,
so-
there's also going to be like those tangentially related games. Like we're going to cover the rest of the Gex games at some point. This
Yeah,
year.
I finally got the Gex trilogy, so I think it was on sale, so I just went ahead and grabbed it. So I have it and it's ready to go.
Nice.
I'm not gonna play the games until we do it for the episode because I thought about messing with them, but I'm like, no. I want it to be fresh. So
You got to experience that dated charm fresh.
I mean, the thing is, I've seen some people play them recently, and they're like, they hold up.
The games
They're
themselves
really
do.
not that bad.
It's the writing that does it.
Oh yeah. I can forgive weird writing if the game is like not bad.
Oh, the writing is dated, but I love it because it's so dated. Like it's
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
can tell exactly when this game was made. And some of the humor too in Gex is great because it's like, what child would get this? Like,
Yeah. Like I've even played games from, or even like watched stuff. Like I recently watched the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, and rewatching that again, there were certain jokes or things they mentioned that I didn't get at all as a kid, but I get them now. Like when Ivan Ooze is like, the Brady Bunch reunion, and I'm like, what? But as a kid, I didn't get it. Now it's like I get it, but it's not really a good joke.
yeah.
I mean, I like the Brady Bunch movie, but what do I know?
Yeah. But so I thought what we ended up doing was we kind of both picked a bunch of games that we wanted to particularly highlight this year.
Yeah.
Um,
There's probably going to be crossover.
That was my thought. What I thought would be interesting was the crossover games would probably be the ones we'd cover first, just because they both kind of piqued our interest.
Yeah.
I deliberately didn't include specific games. Like I didn't include like Killing Time's obviously going to be done at some point.
Yeah.
Like the
Gotta
Putt
get
Putt
that one.
games, we'll get there eventually.
Yep.
I was looking for more like the obscure shit, like the stuff like the Immercenary or Phoenix 3, where I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. The
do-
episodes that get a lot of views for some reason. Thank you guys. Thank you. It's
Phoenix-
appreciating.
Everyone who watched the Phoenix 3 episode, thank you, because like that game was dumb, but like everyone seemed to like talking about it. So
It was almost good. It was almost good.
it had an idea. Like
Yeah.
like a mercenary. There was something there. They just not enough.
Yeah. Though I think Phoenix 3 gets closer than a Mercenary does.
Mercenary was like an idea that like they came up with a cool idea and then that was it. Nothing else.
Yeah, basically.
Phoenix 3 at least tried to be something.
Yeah. Effort was put in.
But how do you want to do this? You want me to just go down my list and then you go down yours and then we can see what matched?
Sure.
Okay. So for my list, I split it between console games and post-console games that I wanted that looked interesting for this year.
I didn't touch any of the post-console games.
Okay.
I just stuck to the console.
Okay, that's fair. So the ones that I took notice of were Burning Soldier, Shadow War of Succession, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Slayer, Space Hulk Vengeance of the Blood Angels, Rise of the Robots, Hell, a Cyberpunk Thriller, Dino Park Tycoon, Gritters, Star Wars Rebel Assault for console games. I think I'll save the post ones for after you do yours.
All right. So mine was a little bit longer. I did put the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Slayer, but there's another one, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Deathkeep. So I put those there. Hell, a Cyberpunk Thriller. It's actually one of the last physical games we haven't even covered yet. So I get to play that one on console. Guardian War is one. It's like basically anything that was like kind of RPG. I was like, I think it's time to get to those. I did put Battle Chess. Though I picked that specifically because we're getting like a whole nother podcast to join us on that, which I thought was going to be a nothing game, but we have two guests lined up for that. So that might make the episode a lot more interesting. Battle Sports, Brain Dead 13, Cowboy Casino.
I saw that one too.
Yeah. I also put Dino Park Tycoon. Eye of the Typhoon, because that was a game that our buddy Jake from Press B, when like he fed that one to me, and I was like, I'd never heard of this game before, so thanks for that. Gritters,
Yeah.
both Iron Angel games. There are two of them. A game called JB Harold Murder Club, which I believe on 3DO it was Japanese only, but it did get English versions for other consoles.
Okay.
I did put Killing Time. The big one for me, maybe the big one for you as well, is Lucien's Quest.
See, I left that one out just because I knew we were going to get to it.
Yeah,
Eventually.
yeah, that's a matter of when, not if. So
Yeah, because some of these, like, I know we're not going to put full like time into that one. I want to actually experience.
oh yeah, no, that one I'm gonna play all the way through it because I need to know. And we do have a potential guest for that, but we have to coordinate that.
Yes.
I did put the putt games because I'd like to play those. That's regardless if Nave comes on for those or not. Who knows? I know we're still. We're going to do all the digital pictures games in one go,
Yes.
right? Okay. Because I specifically put Quarterback Attack because I really, really want to talk about that game. But as you said, we'll probably just do a whole digital. We might just do an episode on every digital pictures game, just condense it into one episode. Because if you think about it, there isn't a huge amount to say about every single one. Though, didn't we already
Yes.
talk? Did we already talk Night Trap? I think
No, we
did.
still haven't done Night Trap yet.
Okay.
But Night Trap was like the one where I was kind of like, this one might be the one we do alone, just because there's so much to talk about with that game.
Yeah. We could do it maybe like Digital Pictures Part 1, Night Trap, and then Part 2, which would be like Sewer Shark, Quarterback Attack, and Corpse Killer. Those are the only 4 that came, right? Or no, there was another one. There was like a fighting game.
Yes, I'd have to. look into it.
Supreme Warrior.
Okay.
I think that came to 3DO as well. So I think, yeah, it's like 5 Digital Pictures games. So it'd probably be smart to actually break that up into 2 episodes. Because then we could do Night Trap and then like Corpse Killer in the same episode. Because it's like, there's a lot to say with Night Trap. There's not a lot to say with Corpse Killer, unfortunately. But we can figure that out. Yeah, apparently this is also a 3DO Japan only game, but I thought it would be a very interesting episode. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 4, Wall of Fire.
I saw that and I was like, interesting.
I think I tried one Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It might have been like a Genesis one, and I didn't know what the fuck I was even looking at or doing. So it might be a good episode for content. And then I put also Space Hulk, Vengeance of the Blood Angels. I believe that's a Warhammer game.
It looked like it.
I think it is like not official, but I think it is tangentially related, but I'll do the research when we get there. Rebel Assault, as you'd mentioned. A game called Stellar 7 Draxon's Revenge.
I saw that one too. I was curious about it.
And this is like a personal one because I need to see what the fuck this is, and that's Dennis Miller's That's News to Me. I need to roast Dennis Miller for like an hour.
Yeah,
we'll get into that.
There's
later.
also those weird ESPN sports games.
There's 7 ESPN. They're called like Let's Go series, and I think they're all just like. I haven't looked at any of them, but I think they're just like histories of those sports.
I have the golf one, so I should probably look into it.
Okay, because they're not listed as games. They're listed as like they're like software or whatever. I feel like they're closer to like CDI type material because I also think they came out in CDI as well. Yeah, and then I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like if something was on my brain that I couldn't think of now.
Psychonauts we're gonna get to eventually.
Psychonauts.
Oh, sorry, not Psychonauts, Police Knots.
Yeah. I forgot Police Knots had a 3DO version.
Wrong Knots.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about Psychonauts if you want.
We got 3DO for that.
That's a very good game.
It is.
In fact, I put Psychonauts 2 on my backlog for this year.
Nice.
Yeah, because I beat the first one last year. I think it's see what the big deal is.
Nice. What was another one? Oh, and then of course more American Laser games, because we still got a few more of those to get through.
Oh yeah, the space ones.
Yep. And hopefully we can get Casey back for those.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And as far as like the as the third party company, like looking at some of the stuff, it's like there's no need to put Army Man because we're gonna do all of
Yeah.
those.
so the ones that I notably picked out were obviously we got to do Battle Tanks Global Assault at some point. So we can
Yes,
get
1000%.
get Mike back for that.
Apparently, Quest and Dre want to do it.
Oh, nice. This one is more of a meme, but I just want to talk about War Jets because what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I'd like
Um,
to do an episode on all the baseball games.
that. Yeah, they do have a bunch of those. Surprisingly.
Yeah, those will just be one episode.
Yeah.
Let's not get crazy here.
This one, just for its title alone, World Destruction League Thunder Tanks.
I mean, that sounds amazing.
It's on. I have it on PS1 and PS2, so God knows what that means.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of Might and Magic games, like a bunch of them.
There's the war. So there's the sequel to Crusaders, Warriors of Might and Magic, and then there's a third game called Shifters.
Yeah.
There's another RPG that I was curious about called Godai Elemental Force.
Sure,
It looks like something.
it
And then-
does.
And then the only other one that I want to talk about at some point, probably this year, is there's a PS1 game called Uprising X. I've had this game in my backlog for years, just sitting on my shelf, and I've been curious to finally pick it up.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Oh, I saw apparently 3DO made Vegas Games 2000.
Hmm.
So so we could probably combine Cowboy Casino and Vegas Games
True.
into one because I mean, what the hell are you going to say about a fucking casino game? There's not a lot to say.
It's Texas Hold'em, all right.
Look at that. Look at the animation on that roulette wheel.
I love the cover for that game because it's very pink. It is very pink.
Yeah, and then Vegas Games, it looks like a Reese Witherspoon's cousin or something.
That's fun.
And then looking at the stuff they published, there's a bunch of like Cubics games.
Yeah, they
Remember-
did.
Do you remember Cubics?
I sure
Anybody
do.
out there, robots for everyone. Yeah,
I remember Cubics.
I remember. I think I got like a VHS of like the first episode. I don't know if I got it in like a Burger King meal or something like that, but it was a VHS tape of the first episode, and I thought it was cool, but I never saw anything about it after that. Like never. And then years later, it was like, oh yeah, they made like games. Like apparently they did a racing game. This one, it says it's like an action adventure RPG for the fucking like GameCube and PS2. Released days after 3DO went defunct, but they still published it.
Yes.
Those made by our pals Blitz Games. Speaking of Burger King.
Good old.
So like the stuff they just published is another like strange amalgamation of stuff. That
It's
could
so
be,
funny,
that could
too.
be like fun to jump through and be like, what the fuck is this?
Like there's a long running racing series called it's like Taka Racing League or something like that. They published one of those on PlayStation randomly, which is interesting. And I'm kind of like, why this one randomly?
Yeah, why not?
No, it's just funny though. Like they really were trying, and they were also releasing 12 Army Men games a year at the same time.
Yeah, way too much crap, dude. And then they also distributed something called Pinball Builder, a construction kit for Windows. I don't even know what this is.
That sounds like something.
Apparently, it's just like a piece of software that you like make virtual pinball machines with. I guess. I don't know. We don't have to cover this unless somebody out there really wants to see it. I'll leave that up to you guys.
There's also a good amount of canceled 3DO games that we should probably do an episode on at some point.
Oh yeah. I'm just worried about looking at all these like Heroes of Might and Magic 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, fucking hell.
Yeah, they did quite a few of those.
Yeah, arguably just as many as Army Man.
Well, I will give those at least credit that those were done by the original dev, New World Computing. I just think 3DO all of a sudden made them pump out 12 games a year.
Yeah, because they needed the money.
They sure did.
So Jesus Christ.
So
there still is a bit of a well. It's not completely dried up yet.
Yeah.
So
there is I also want to at some point eventually cover. We got to do a video talking about 3DO's E3 appearance at the debut E3.
Oh, we could do like a watch along,
like a riff tracks or something.
Yeah, like pull it up on YouTube and then we just watch and react to it. That would be fun. Because
famously, 3DO was at the original E3 and they had no fucking idea what E3 was.
Yeah.
Like,
I've not seen their E3 presser at all, so this would be a lot of fun to see.
I've never watched it either, because most of the time when you see a video of someone covering the first E3, a lot of people go, "Hey, look, 3DO is there. What the fuck's 3DO?" They have no idea what they're talking about, and then they just move on.
Oh yeah, which I think is for most people the appropriate response to 3DO.
Yeah, but especially with that E3, everyone's going to immediately talk about Sega dropping the fucking ball, and then Sony just making them look like assholes, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that's like the most. I don't even remember what. Didn't Nintendo showcase the Virtual Boy at that E3?
Yeah, and trying to think if I think it was Ultra 64 at that point.
Yeah, like I know it was still a little ways out.
Because I think they originally showed it in like 93 as like Project Reality or something like that. But I think by 95 it was like Ultra 64.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, it's going to be another year. Sorry, guys.
Here's this headset thing that's red.
Yeah, here's a headache in a box."
Gunpei Yokoi made it. Totally going to be good.
R.I.P. to a legend.
It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, so there's still a bunch of interesting things, like even in like the non-software stuff, like as I mentioned, there's like something I'd saw called Sid Meier's CPU Bach, which is I guess like a music generating program made by Sid Meier for the 3DO. Like that's something I got to see. And then there's like San Diego Zoo presents the animals. Like why the fuck not? But again, I think a lot of these non-game softwares will probably have to bundle into like part episodes where we just talk about a bunch of them at once.
Yeah, because there's also there's the 3DO Game Guru, which is this weird like third-party cheat disc that I found at a convention that I've yet to mess with, but I bought it because it was fascinating and it was like expensive shit too for some reason.
Yeah. So basically, this year we're getting really into the weeds, folks. We are digging.
Plus, Army Men this year, like we've covered a lot of the Army Men series, and we're starting to get to the point now where we're gonna cover some of the best and also the truly most bizarre.
I'm trying to think, games. We did, was it 6 Army Men games?
So we did
7.
Yes, because we did.
Yes, we've talked 3D. We've talked 3D, Green Rogue, Sarge's War, Army Men Advance, both Sarge's Heroes with our boys at 64 and RTS.
Yes.
So
and we've already basically confirmed that we're going to be covering Portal Runner at some point this year, and we're getting Dave and Jiggy back for that because we
convinced them to look at it.
The 4 of us have to experience that.
Oh yeah,
thing.
Absolutely, yes.
that thing.
Yeah, and also this year I'm thinking we should probably play the original Army Men, see where that starts. I'm still debating if we should do Air Attack this year or not, because I know you love it, and the only thing that worries me about it is I'm going to be like, if it's the best game in the series, is nothing going to top it? And then it's like, what? Who cares at that point? You know.
True.
Also, apparently, at my new job, I was talking to a coworker of mine about games, and apparently, one of the first games he ever played was the PC version of Army Men World War.
Poor bastard.
I know. He's not really a PC gamer, but he was telling me he was having issues getting it to run, and I was like, I could probably figure it out for you.
Some of those old PC games, man, like
Well, because apparently the PC version of World at War is like a real-time tactics, like the original ones.
yeah,
So this might be a game where we talk about both versions because they're different enough.
well, there's also that there's that Air Tactics game that only came out on PC, which is like a tactics version of Air Attack.
Yeah, like that's really weird.
Like that, I mean, the Army Men series in general is just weird.
You're telling me.
I mean, the best is when we get to eventually we scrape the bottom of the barrel and talk about Major Malfunction and Soldiers of Misfortune.
I have Major Malfunction back on my shelf. Whenever we're ready, I think it's still in its plastic wrap. I bought it brand new for like $5. So when we're ready, I will unwrap that beast and play.
that gem of a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Team 17 made.
It's sitting there waiting for me. Even though I know Major Malfunction and Soldiers of Misfortune were not 3DO; those were Global Star.
Yeah, those were fully Global Star.
Yeah, but if we're covering all of the Army Men games, I mean, we've been flexible enough with this show, anyways. We might as fucking well.
I mean, we covered Road Redemption as a main episode. I think we can get away with those.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows? Maybe we'll morph into talking about all of Global Star Software's games, much like 3DO themselves.
That's a company that just kind of vanished. And
yeah, well, I'm looking at their lineup of games, and I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. There's some interesting stuff in there.
Well, I was gonna say, what do you mean? They put out Ford versus Chevy.
Oh yeah, that was them. Oh yeah, I forgot they did a Serious Sam game.
They sure did.
The Italian Job.
Oh, I have that somewhere.
Fuck, they did Austin. They did the PC version of Austin Powers Pinball. Well, finally, I could talk about Austin Powers Pinball.
You know what the best part about Ford versus Chevy is?
What's that?
It was developed by our good friends at Utechnics. Because of course it was.
You still need to finish that game.
I know. Fucking 2025, man.
I know. Though looking at Global Star, most of what they did was just like PC ports of other games.
Yeah.
So a lot of these games I see, I'm like, what, really? And then I look, it's like, well, they didn't develop the original version. They just did the port.
They also didn't really develop any of the 3DO, just the Army Men stuff they did. They just farmed it out to someone.
Yeah. So
at some point, though, that's going to be I can't wait.
It would give us a reason to talk about Conflict Vietnam, Outlaw Golf 2. We can talk about Scalar. Yeah.
I mean, that's a good game, though, at least.
Oh, fuck. We got to talk about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory game. Fucking kill me.
The bad game based off the terrible movie.
Yeah, there's some like Dora the Explorer games in here. It's a weird mixture of shit.
You know what company? Global Star reminds me of another company. They remind me of fucking Crave Entertainment. They just published whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I'm getting that. I'm getting that vibe looking at this stuff. It's like, man.
See, Crave would at least every now and then have like a game that you'd be like, oh, okay. Because like I always think like when I think Crave, like I think like absolute garbage they published, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Jade Empire. Not Jade Empire. Jade Cocoon.
I was gonna say that the Jade Empire was fucking
Microsoft and BioWare.
BioWare, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
I meant Jade Cocoon. It's just like,
Jade Cocoon.
It's like garbage. A PS1 RPG. Interesting.
I mean, looking at Global Star, I feel like probably the best game in their lineup is probably like the Serious Sam games. Serious Sam, Advance, Next Encounter, and the First Encounter. That's like
Scalar's a good platformer. So
I've never played it. That one passed me by.
It's asked him out that they're best. So
that almost went over my head.
I was gonna say the abbreviation. I was like, fuck it. Who names their company Artificial Mind and Movement? Like Behavior was fine.
They're just trying to be weird. I don't know.
I love how they went from Behavior to that. Then they're like Behavior again. Just like, okay.
Because they were starting to get successful, so they're like, "Oh, we need like a real name."
Must be complicated as fuck for no reason.
But yeah, there's still some interesting stuff to look at in this lineup. I mean, there's still some games we should probably talk about that we didn't even mention. I'm sure there are people waiting for us to talk about like Star Control 2. You know, like that's considered one of the bigger games for this console in terms of like actually being really good.
Yeah.
So it's just I've looked at it and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to penetrate this wall, but I'll give it my best. I'll give it my best effort.
There's a bunch of
it looks fucking cool, but I just don't know if it's a game I'm going to be able to really appreciate. But I don't know.
There is a bunch of army like tactical games too that I've noticed.
Oh, like games trying to be army men.
Not army men, just like I noticed there was like a bunch of like tactical war games on the 3DO.
Oh yeah. Those are going to be. We got to talk a lot about those. No offense to those games, but it's not my go-to.
No.
With gaming, it's like again, those have their audience, and I respect them. And there are some of them I even like, but it's not my main genre of choice.
No, I get you there.
It takes a lot for me to work up to play a round of Civ. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know, right? We also have to do that Yu Hakusho fighting game at some point, but that's more one.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
I gotta get Matt over so we can actually play that at some point. So he
can
join us for that because we played it for a little bit last time he visited, but it's been a bit. So
yeah, it'd be a fun one to do.
Yeah, because there is it's weird. Like we're definitely coming to the end, but like there's also a lot. It's pretty deep. Like there's still a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, and we're only doing like 51 more episodes this year, so it's not like we're gonna get to everything. Yeah. Even when we start bundling things together, because as I said, like if we talk about all the high heat Major League Baseball games or just like 3DO baseball, it's like there's a bunch of games here, and we're just gonna talk about all of them because at the end of the day, they're just baseball.
You know what's funny? This whole time I keep going like, what? Like we got to cover like a baseball game for 3DO, and I realized they had an entire series of them.
Yeah, none of them were on 3DO.
No, not on the console themselves.
Yeah,
but they had an entire series.
Yeah, there were 6 of them, all released like yearly from 1998 to 2003, and I don't know if they're. I think they are official MLB games. Yeah, they are. Yeah, because MLB never gave exclusive rights of the MLB franchise to anybody. It was just like the show is like the only one these days because everybody else just stopped making them, and the show was the only one that was still kind of standing. Yeah, it wasn't a case of like Sony bought it out; they were just the last one. And MLB was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and I think people, can still license out Major League Baseball and make games for it if they want to. Like nobody's really going to stop. I don't even think Sony cares enough to stop somebody from doing that.
No, Sony just does it because the show sells. Like that's the only reason.
I mean, it's the only officially licensed Major League Baseball like sim out there, and baseball still has an audience, so you might as well.
And Sony does a good job. So
I haven't played any of them. I just haven't. I should try one of those. Because I don't think a lot of modern baseball games. Like I tried playing, it was like Super Mega Baseball, like the one EA makes. That's like a cartoony kind of thing, and I think RBI Baseball is still a thing, but it looks like crap.
Yeah,
like RBI Baseball is on the NES, like that, in the Sega Genesis. Like that's RBI Baseball. Those games are still great, but just like the newer ones just seem like almost like way too complicated. Where it'll give you like the entire strike zone, and it's like, okay, put the ball where you want it, and then choose between 5 different pitches. Half of them you don't know what they mean, and it's like you can curve it while you're pitch. Like it's like way too detailed, And I'm like, just let me fucking throw the ball, and then I'll either strike or hit.
Yeah, because like when I think like baseball games back in the day, I think the only one I actually ever played, and this is dumb, was Backyard Baseball.
I mean, those games are still good.
They are fun. It's so funny when I'm like, did I ever play baseball games? I'm like, yeah, I played that.
Yeah, I liked Sega's World Series baseball series on the Genesis. Like that one is still really good. Like the presentation of everything is really high quality. You know, it tries to be kind of cinematic, and they mess with like some form of digitized sprites to try to have some like realistic animations for when like the pitcher's pitch and the batter's hit and everything. You know, it was definitely like decently advanced for what it was trying to be at the time. Yeah, I grew up playing World Series Baseball '95 like a ton. So
I had that one that was like the Sega Genesis, like the big box, Tony La Russa, I think's baseball.
oh, Tommy Lasorda.
Tommy Lasorda, that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't like that game. I
didn't either, but I own it.
Whenever like baseball games are like top down like that, it just doesn't work. You need that like bird's eye perspective where it's like you're in the crowd and you can kind of see everything that's happening. Because if it's top down, it just looks weird.
Yeah.
So,
It's like that the Virtual Boy baseball game where it's like what are we doing? It's like we're in the stadium.
Oh, what was that game called? I know it. I can't remember what it was called.
I forget. It's something.
It was some like generic name. The I think the problem with that game was that like just the red and black. It's just like this game is legit hard to look at.
Yeah.
It hurts your eyes.
Remember AVGen be like, what am I playing as ants? Like,
oh yeah. Oh, hold on, where is it? Virtual League Baseball. That's what it was.
Virtual, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
For some reason I thought it was like Sluggers, but no, it's
made by Kemco. Sure.
Kemco made the weirdest fucking shit.
That they did. I think they just do like mobile games these days.
They make thousands of the most generic JRPGs you will ever play, but they are fascinating.
Whatever you're into, man.
Like there are like 1,000 of them, and it is interesting to say the least. I had one on the 3DS, and I literally auto battled my entire way through that game. Just because I was like, oh, it's got auto battle. I'm like,
oh fuck, Kemco made Batman Dark Tomorrow.
They sure did.
Oh god.
They also made Shadowgate, one of the greatest NES games ever made.
Oh, they did that Universal Studios game for GameCube. You remember that thing?
Oh yeah, the tour that like the first
that like piece of shit.
I remember James and Mike played it for James and Mike Mondays, and they could not, or Wednesdays, and they couldn't get anywhere.
Yeah, I've messed with it before. It's a rough one. It is a rough one.
Kemco did make Top Gear Overdrive though in N64, and I will always appreciate them for that.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Any racing game where you can play as a hot dog or a taco is is a win in my book.
They made a game called RP Golf Legends. And it does not have good ratings from anybody.
No. Kemco is its own. You could do an entire podcast on fucking Kemco because it is hilarity.
I mean, if that's ever on sale for like $1, I'll play it. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, though we have quite a few games to go through this year.
Yeah. It's gonna be an interesting year because it's not. I feel like we've kind of done all the heavy hitters at this point.
We've done a lot of the notable ones. Obviously, we're saving Killing Time for later.
Yeah, Killing Time and Lucien's Quest, I think, are the two big ones that we're saving for later.
Yeah, but we've covered most of the iconic games for the system.
Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of like, oh, this thing or that thing, and you know, it's going to be an interesting year for the 3DO experience. So we hope you all enjoy.
So the question now is, what do we play next week?
That is a good question. What looks good to you?
I was thinking, because we haven't done a fighter in a while, we should do Shadow War Succession because it looks like hot garbage, and I kind of want to play it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Shadow War Succession. In fact, I'll probably download it as we're doing this episode.
Yeah, that's the one. I took one look at that, and it makes Way of the Warrior look good. So from
that's gonna, man, is this game gonna make me say something nice about that game?
Probably not. I mean,
it's gonna take a lot to get me to say anything nice about Way of the Warrior.
Yeah. I took one look at that and went, oh, it's another Mortal Kombat clone. We have to play this because it looks like hot garbage.
There were so many Mortal Kombat clones, man. So many.
Yeah, but we'll do that one next week.
Yeah, why not? That one looks so dumb.
Let's start off this year with a bang. We'll start off with well, I don't know. It might surprise us. You never know.
With some diarrhea bullshit.
We'll start off with a double stay away. That'll be the way to start this year.
Of course.
All right. And I think that'll wrap it up for this week.
Yeah.
All right. So anyways, guys, once again, looking forward to another wonderful year on the 3DO Experience. You can find the 3DO Experience on all the major podcasting platforms, and be sure to check us out over on Superpod Network, superpodnetwork.com. Awesome site. Check out all those wonderful creators we have over there. Check out our friend Danny's new project she's working on. She's doing readings of is it like original stories, or is
I think it's public domain books.
Public domain, that's what it was.
Yes.
Check that out.
And then I didn't mention it last week, but the newest episode of Thrack Ops was out about Black Ops 1. It's been out for a little bit, so if you haven't listened to it, go work on that. I am in the middle of working on Modern Warfare 3. That one's going to have a guest, so the time may take a little longer because of their scheduling. So, but yeah, hopefully I can get that one and Black Ops 2 out by the end of this month. So keeping fingers crossed on that one. So, because I'm trying to get 2 a month done so I can be caught up with the main series by July, I think. I still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see it, but that stack right there is not even all of them, but it's like the physical ones I have left. Like maybe like that stack, add like three or four more games to it, and then that's what's left.
Yep.
So it's a lot to do.
I can imagine. And also we should say we're going to try to do more 3D this year as well.
Yes. We have one that we have one that we're hopefully going to get recorded soon.
Yes, I'm gonna do literally the rest of this week and this weekend, because it is going to be the nastiest weather up here. So I'm just going to kick back and do that.
Stay in and play that. And then after that, we're going to coordinate for our next one.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us on the 3DO Experience. So you can find. I already said all this shit. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
Bye-bye.
If you're not playing on a 3DO system, what are you playing with?